All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. What are we doing today? Well, today we are browsing Reddit. Yeah, that's right. We are browsing Reddit. Not browsing. It's a new concept where you check Reddit with your friends. It's a totally new concept. Never done before. All right. So we're going to check the Oculus Reddit page for some nice stuff. Alright, so our first post. I made a VR game from the Oculus Rift inspired by a card from Magic the Gathering. Alright, so basically this is like a dude who just made a VR game out of some kind of Magic card he saw on 9gag. And I think he shows the card he was inspired from. Yeah, this is the picture he was inspired from, and I mean it looks awesome. And to have some kind of VR game in this setting would be awesome. And yeah, basically he did like I wouldn't say a whole game. It's more of a demo. Like the area around him looks really good. But again, like a game like this, it looks awesome, and of course they have done a really good job. I mean, I think it's only like one guy who sits and makes this game, and basically it's really good. But like with these kinds of VR games, it's never going to be enough to just do it by yourself. What we need is like we often talk about AAA games, but I think that if you took all these individual ideas that a lot of the developers got, and you just put them in the same room with the same project, you will get like maybe over 30, maybe over 100 people working on the same game, and everyone is indie developer, but with the same goal, making one game. And then you would actually get a AAA game that's not like corporate. It would be made from people that love VR games, for people that love VR games. Alright, so this is actually something new that I haven't seen before. 5 upcoming Oculus exclusives that could carry Rift S this year, and basically what they mean is they are not for Rift S, they're for the original Oculus, but this could be like they could release this with the new games, like they could release the Rift S with these new titles. I think that's what they are aiming for in this article, but nevertheless there's some really great games right here, and I thought we could check them out together and see what's on the map for 2019. So the first one is Stormland, and I think that everyone knows about this game. I don't think anyone has missed that this game is coming out, and I for one is really looking forward to this game. I hope motion sickness isn't too big of an issue. It could be, I'm not sure, but it looks really good. And if it is like an open world game that is interesting, it would be so good. And also that it's made for VR makes such a difference, because I can't really play titles like Skyrim VR, because for one, I've played Skyrim so much, but also it's not it doesn't feel like I'm in VR. It's not a good adaptation, but this really looks like a good adaptation. I can't imagine how this game will fall short. The only thing that I can imagine is that if it's too short, it's not like large enough, and you feel like you've played it out in like 2 days or something like that. So I hope it's a game that you can keep playing and keep coming back to, so it's not like one of these titles that just, you play it and you're fine with it and you move on, because it looks awesome. I think it's some part here I really love, like when they're flying. Yeah, this part is awesome. where you're flying across people, and I'm not sure if this is like co-op or if it's like with other players or if it's only campaign, but nevertheless I think this will be awesome. Alright, so the next one, I've seen this one but I haven't really checked it out so much. For me it feels a little more like, I don't know if this is going to work out in VR. It always feels like in fighting games the mechanics, like it's hard to get them right, if you know what I mean. I think that you could do magic and sorcery and sword fighting in a good way, but it's very hard to make it work good, you know. And it might work good, but I think you can see her like jumping in some, let's see here, in some scenes. Yeah, it's coming right now, I think, where she does like flips, and you see how she like bends down and let's see if she does the flip over here. Like how would that work? I don't know, how would that work? Like rolling on the floor, you know. I know this is a trailer, but I don't know. I might be overly skeptical because of the history of games, you know, releasing not as good as expected. But yeah, it might be good. So yeah, basically you've seen what it's about. It's some kind of Viking super sorcery game of some kind. It's the next one. I don't think anyone doesn't know which game this is. I mean, if you haven't played this game, I really recommend you do. This is one of those games that just works so well in VR, and this game, the reason it works so good, I'm going to show you. It's Longneck, of course. It's so good because being like floating in space, like sitting in your chair with your back, like if you turn your back over and you lie in the chair like this, and you play like this with hand controllers, it really feels like you're flying in space. So it's so awesome, and this is like one of the few games that I have forgotten that I'm actually in VR. This is absolutely one of the best games, and the story is just awesome.
I don't know if I can do this, Jack. Your systems are failing. I barely managed to keep your core memory alive.
Are you injured?
I'm not sure how the story goes
Jack,
in this one, in Longneck 2.
Good morning, sunshine.
Jack! Oh, thank God.
Captain Rhodes, report to observation.
Don't say a word. They can't know you're online. I promise. I'll explain everything when I get back. I'm going to need your help.
Right, so I think the story for this one, I don't know, I'm a fan of this, you know, when it's kind of you don't know what's going on, but someone is after you, but you're not sure why, and you don't really know the specifics. But I think this kind of story really works well in Longneck. I can imagine that you are like, you know something that you're not supposed to know, and you can't really be booted up. They can't really know that you exist because they think you're destroyed, but you secretly carry like some kind of information, and if this has some kind of combat elements in it, it would be awesome, because that's like the only thing I missed from the first Longneck would be some kind of combat moments, like not all the time. Like it's not going to be like a FPS shooter or anything like that, but just some moments that make you feel like you're in danger and you really have to get out of a certain situation. But I have really high hopes for these games too. Like this one, the Vector, I haven't really seen much about this, but as I understand it, you are some kind of like super soldier or agent or something. Like one thing I immediately realized is that graphics doesn't seem to be like, I wouldn't say they're bad, but they're not like as high graphics as Longneck or something like that. But every day of the week I can manage lower quality of graphics if that means that I can get a more stable experience in VR. Alright, I think this will be insane. But I don't understand how you're not going to get like motion sickness. I mean, motion sickness in this game really seems like it's going to be profound, but yeah, what do I know? Might work well. Like, and I just want to go back for 1 second to talk about Lone Echo. The reason I think that Lone Echo was such a good game was because as I said, you're like floating in space. You're not bound to walking anywhere. Where you can just sit on your ass and pretend that you are floating in space. And the same goes for Subnautica. Like, they have a VR version of Subnautica, and it's good. It works. It's nice. But as we know, there's a lot of bugs, and you can't really play the game for too long because it like starts to crash and everything, and that's really sad, because Subnautica is also one of those games that you can play sitting down, but you also get full immersion. You don't have to run around like a crazy person all over your room to do something like in Contractors or Beat Saber, because I know a lot of people that play VR are adults, and we have jobs, and when we get home we don't want to, you know, stand and wave for 2 hours. We want to be able to sit down. So games like Subnautica and Lone Echo are so important because they are not based on you walking around in your room. You can still sit down and get full immersion. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I think if you listen closely, you can hear my girlfriend singing in the back. Let's just listen together for a moment. Can you hear anything? Whatever. Thank you for watching. I have 143 followers, I think. That feels amazing. But I also know that most of them are not real followers. Maybe 10 or 15, maybe 20 are real followers. And rest, I think, is people looking for like, if they subscribe to my channel, maybe I subscribe to theirs. I'm not sure. I have like 8 views in every video I make, and actually I don't care about that. If that's 8 people that actually watch my video, I'll take that any day over having 1,000 views on a video that are from like bots or something like that. I'm not sure if that's how it works on YouTube, but like when I get comments, that's when I genuinely enjoy doing YouTube. Like, a comment on my video means so much more than 1,000 views, because I know that someone actually enjoyed my video. And if you have any like suggestions or thoughts about my videos or how I can make them better, you're welcome to leave some comments down below. And thank you for watching, and I see you next time.